This is the old greenhouse I want to replace. Hey everybody, we're gonna start construction. I just took down the old greenhouse. We're gonna start with a new one. The first thing we're gonna do is to level up the ground. It slopes a little bit, so we just have to make sure that the ground is level before we start building the greenhouse. I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to build a greenhouse of a 10 by 16 feet greenhouse. So right now I have to put the lumber that I'm gonna use, and then I'm gonna make sure that everything is level, and we can start the project. So I have to strip up the turf and fill up the section that's lower, so that way we can have a level area. The greenhouse I had before was a Shelter Logic greenhouse. It was old, and it was time for me to replace it. So I pulled everything out of the greenhouse. The shelves you see behind there are all from the old greenhouse, and the plants we have on the ground are all from the greenhouse. So I have to make sure that the this greenhouse is set, ready to go before the weather changes. So hopefully it's gonna be a much better greenhouse in terms of maintaining the temperature than the older greenhouse I had. You can take a look at the video of the old greenhouse in my channel, so you should be able to see the old greenhouse. Even though it was very old, I had the greenhouse for about 7 years. But I think this one is gonna be much better. This location gets a lot of sun, so it should still be able to maintain some temperature in the cold winter periods. I don't know about being able to maintain plants in there, but I'll try and see what I can do to make sure that I'm able to maintain some plants in there for a couple of months before the real cold weather kicks in. It's also going to help for the beginning of the season, so I might get a quick start on the season next year and the years to come. So I'm using some pieces of wood to indicate the level of how high I have to fill that area. Once I take out the lumber, the timber from that spot, I should be able to know how high I need to fill that area, so make sure everything is level. So I filled it with soil, and I ran out of soil, so I had to go get the cheapest thing I could find that was good enough for the foundation of the greenhouse was sand. So I had a nearby construction company that had some sand, so I was able to get about 15 wheelbarrows of sand to use for it. So hopefully it's gonna be enough. Obviously this project's probably gonna be take a couple of weeks or a month, so it's probably gonna be a couple of videos. I'll update you guys on how the progress I'm gonna update you guys on the progress of the project. So here I'm putting some anchors down. I got some steel that I'm gonna use to anchor the foundation beam to the ground, so that way wind doesn't blow it away or lift it up from the ground. Here I'm measuring the various beams on the bottom frames are gonna go. So right now I'm screwing the bottom of the various columns together. So the bottom is all set. Now I have to screw the top of the top beam on top of the columns, and I have to make sure that they line up with the various spots in terms of the distance from one to the other. I decided to do this just to make sure that so that I can see in terms of how it fits to the foundation before I finalize the foundation and and secure it to the ground with all the posts that I got. So right now I'm checking the back end to make sure that it aligns with the bottom timber that I'm gonna use for the foundation. The information and the plans that I'm using for the greenhouse are from a website, Anna White, and the website has a lot of information on different plans and different buildings. This is an example of the building that I'm gonna build. Please subscribe and stay tuned for any updates. I'm gonna put a link of the Anna White website below. Thank you.